is the Kia Carens Clavis EV, which is very similar to the regular ICE versions of the Carens Clavis. However, this car has some cosmetic changes, but everything like the battery, the size, the charging time, the output is identical to the Creta EV, which means that you can simply guess how this car is going to be. But I'm going to show you what are the specific changes to this car, because they have made a lot of changes to the front to make it more optimized as an electric vehicle. But before we start, let me show you this awesome car perfume from Involve Your Senses. This is the Involve Elixir. It's a very rich fragrance. It's extremely strong because it has a higher concentration of aromatic compounds, resulting in a rich, more intense and long-lasting perfume. It does not leak at all. It's just awesome. I mean, it really lasts long, so I love it. Now, you can get yours with a 10% discount using coupon code FASTBEAM. Coming to this car, well, what they have done is they have activated this light, which is not activated in the ICE version of the Carens Clavis. Rest of it remains the same as before, but because this is an electric vehicle, they have also made a certain change here. Yes, it has got gas struts, which the regular ICE version does not get. There's insulation here, it does not need it, but it has it. And there's a frunk which is 25 liters, because here is where you keep the charging cable of the vehicle. What is this? This is the plug for vehicle to load, so you can plug it right here and charge other devices as well. And there is a plug on the inside as well. Lot of orange high voltage cabling, because this is an electric which has a front mounted electric motor. Let me shut this. What else has changed? They've actually changed the bumper, because in the IC version you have radar panels here and here. They moved the panel in the center, and these are active aero vents which actually open so that the battery can cool down as well. Again, there were vents here which have been removed because this car does not need so much breathing capability. There's a camera here, and obviously the charging port is at the front, which is not the best location, because in case of a front collision this can get damaged. Now, the good thing about this car is that it can charge up to speeds of 100 kilowatt, which you will come to while driving this car obviously. So that's the change. Plus they have also added fog lamps here. This is the provision for the towing hook. You get 4 parking sensors at the front, and these are the lights, ice cube lights. This is the high beam, this is the low beam. LED DRL indicators on right now, otherwise the DRL is like that. There's obviously a rain sensor along with the camera there for the lane keep assist. Rest of the car remains the same as before, which means the length is almost 4.6 meters, slightly less than 4.6 meters. The wheelbase is almost 2.8 meters. So yes, this is a long car, but the tire somehow feels small here, making the car look a bit ungainly. They've also revised the design of the alloy wheels here, because these are diamond cut, more EV centric, so that they can optimize the wheel airflow here. The tire size happens to be 215/50/517, slightly low profile tire. There's a plain landing there, that's an Indigo. There's a camera here as well. Request sensor on this side, not on the other side. Roof rails, which are not functional because it says caution, do not load. You get a shark fin antenna as well. At the rear, the car is the same when compared to the ICE version. That's the indicator, no dynamic swipe function, connected tail light. It says Carens Clavis EV here. You get 4 parking sensors at the rear. You get a rear wiper washer, high mounted stop lamp. Let's open the boot, because it's not big with all the rows up. However, this seat is completely reclined. This is completely upright. You can fold down the seats to increase the boot carrying capacity. And here you get the toolkit, and the first aid kit looks like really cheap. There's a speaker here, light placement here, and the spare wheel is actually placed right below, which is not an alloy, and is also smaller sized here. Now, once you get inside, you realize that this is a very practical car, because the doors, they open really wide, and the doors are also huge. You get a sunblind here, which is manual, that's fine, and huge door pockets as well. Bose sound system, everything is the same as the regular IC version. You're just doing a recap here. You get a bottle holder, a tablet holder here, a phone holder right here. This is completely reclined, this is completely upright, this is pushed all the way behind, that is pushed all the way ahead. So you get a rough idea of minimum and maximum legroom, minimum and maximum comfort as well. And obviously there's the sliding function here, because of which you can move it around. And then you obviously get Isofix child seat mounts. You get a center armrest, but no cup holders here, no center headrest, but a proper seat belt. And this is obviously the air purifier, which has an AQI display as well. 2 USB-C charging sockets. This is the vehicle to load at the rear, so you can obviously use it to charge your laptop. AC control here, because this is with which you can alter the fan speed. And the vents have been placed here because it gets a massive panoramic sunroof, a handle to hold on to. There's a light here, height adjustable seat belt. The dashboard is the same, however certain changes to that particular panel in terms of colors. Well, that's about it. Not much has changed. In terms of space, there's good amount of legroom which you can increase because it has the boss mode, and there now you see there's amazing amount of legroom and knee room. Foot room is also decent. Under thigh support is not the best. Headroom seems to be adequate enough as well. So yeah, this is a practical car, but it's only available with a 7-seater configuration. There's no 6-seater with captain seats for the electric version. In order to get to the third row, it's very easy. I press a button here, it tumbles. So that is electric. That's kind of nice. Getting into the rear is not the easiest, and space at the rear is not the best either, unfortunately. Yeah, it's best for children. Some storage space here, USB-C here, USB-C there. Lot of USB charging sockets in this car. You know what? Like, I tumbled this electrically. That one also tumbles, but it does manually. And I love the fact that the doors are so damn freaking big. Let me quickly get to the driver's side. Show you a lot of features in this car because it is feature loaded, but it's not as crazy feature loaded as EVs these days. There's some storage space here. So they've actually revised this particular area because it does not have a transmission tunnel only because it's electric. Again, this is huge. Lot of space. There's an umbrella holder here. One touch up and down for all the windows, which is awesome. Get an electric parking brake as well. And I'm going to put this awesome car perfume from Involve Your Senses here. No, here. Okay. Now I'll tell you the funny thing. If I press this button, there it comes out. Yes, you can actually open and close this particular thing to make sure your cup does not move, and this new Jabra cover has been added. So again, this is very similar to the Creta EV, wherein they have this sort of floating armrest so that there's storage space below. There's a wireless charging pad as well. USB-A, which is wired for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but from A, not from the USB-C, which is very silly in this age because I mean, you have to connect a wire to connect to Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity. We are in 2025. We still do not have wireless connectivity, which is shocking. There's some storage space here. Okay, it does not get the cooling function. Glove box is decent sized. Again, no cooling function. Feels a bit hard there. Meanwhile, they've actually removed the gas selector from here and put it here. So this is drive-by-wire. Again, very similar to the Creta EV. Okay, I don't want to tell you how it looks, but you get the drift. The vehicle start button is here. It actually took me some time to figure this out as well. But compared to the regular ICE version of the Carens Clavis, this one actually has a new button on the steering wheel, the drive mode button, which is not there in the ICE version because here they have removed everything. So there's no gear lever and all that because that's moved here. So certain things have moved around in this car, which is fine. You get like proper buttons, which is the best thing in this car. Bose sound system, 8-speaker system, audio quality is actually quite nice and impressive as well. Now, doors shut with a proper third auto dimming mirror. There's a sunglass holder here. It gets connected car features with 80 features. There's no mirror here, which is surprising. There's a mirror here. There's no light there. And I was telling you, this panel has changed colors. You get ambient lighting. You can see the color here. In fact, it also projects the Kia logo from the outside doors at night. Puddle lamps in the car. Now, this whole panel is 26.6 inches, but this screen is 12.3 inch. This is 12.3 inch. So why is it 26.6 inches? Because there is some gap here. In the Ceros over here, you obviously get a 5-inch climate control menu, but it's not there in this car. So yeah, they're using the same panel everywhere. It gets blue, it gets beige, it gets grey. Lot of color play in this car, and this panoramic glass roof is awesome. Yeah, they had to re-engineer a lot of things by putting the AC vents here on the side, which is fine because at least it brings in a lot of airiness. Only thing is there's one switch only, so it becomes a little difficult to operate. At times you just want to open the sun blind, but you end up opening the opening things which you don't want to. Can you just behave yourself? Yeah, that's fine. Anyways, so there are new buttons here because earlier the buttons were here. So you get climate control, air conditioning in this particular panel. So this is seat ventilation here. This is for the parking sensors, parking camera, auto hold and downhill assist. However, this panel switches like this, which we first saw in the Verna, wherein you can go from climate menu to media menu. You've got physical buttons for the volume as well as for the air conditioning, which is fantastic. Yeah, I love this. Gets a bit of time to get used to this. Now here you've got multiple menus. There's an EV specific menu here which tells you the charge and all, and then you can obviously browse through a lot of information here as well. Now there's a quiet mode in this car, so that silent. There's a valet mode as well. There's a voice memo. You can record voice memo. Phone projection is wired, like I was telling you. It was telling me to connect a cable, which is shocking. There's the climate menu in this car. Yeah, so AQI monitor and all those things are there. Obviously, it's a slick system to use, and the manual is also digital here. Yeah, because obviously with electric there are so many features. Not really in this car because it's similar to the ICE version. Now let's come into the settings. You can change the layout of the cluster, which I will do, which also changes with the drive mode. Meanwhile, let me come into the vehicle setting. Come into lights, ambient lighting. So this car obviously has got 64 colors for the ambient lighting, and then you can customize the color as well. Here you go. Yeah, this is fantastic. Really nice, well done. In fact, when you turn off the car and turn it on, it obviously flashes the Kia logo with some animation. There's a speaker here on the top as well. Now this particular screen, 12.3 inches, here I can change a lot of stuff. Firstly, it is loaded, it's easy to use. With this button I can change so many things. There's a compass, it shows me the tire pressure monitor. That is obviously for the ADAS function, so that's kind of cool and nice, and it's easy to use, which is the best thing about this car. The horn is okay, it's not that great, but in terms of the features, it's more or less the same as the regular ICE version of the Clavis. However, because of this, it becomes a bit more practical, and this takes some time to get used to because it looks a bit weird. Anyways, let me show you the 360-degree parking camera here, which is actually nice in terms of quality, and there are multiple views here as well. There's a top view, there's a side view and all that. There's a 360 view, but it does not show me the sunroof in this 360 view, which is kind of surprising. I expected it to show it to me. The AC is actually a chiller. Let me turn off the car, and then it tells me check rear seat for belongings. So the car is like very smart. It knows what it's doing. It tells you, it helps you in that regard, which is fantastic. And the seats obviously are powered for the driver, 4-way powered, because you can move this ahead and behind, you can move the seat ahead and behind. But for height, it is manual adjust. Okay, could be completely fully digital or electric, but no, it's not. And the key is the same as before. Using this button, I can actually roll down all the windows of the car. So Kia is doing a Volkswagen and Volkswagen is doing a Kia these days. That's what's happening. And you can turn on the vehicle as well from here. So yeah, some nifty features right here. But how does it drive? Because at the end of the day, this is a Creta EV underneath. Alright, let's start driving. Let's turn on the vehicle. Has this sound? Anyway, straight away we are going to come into sport mode, turn off the air conditioning, and left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. We are going to be timing this car, how fast it goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. Am I in drive? Yeah, I'm in drive now. And off we go. A little bit of wheel spin because the road is not that smooth. And yeah, acceleration is actually fast and brisk, and 0 to 100 kilometers per hour comes up in 8.58 seconds. Brake test. Yeah, that took quite a lot of time. To stop the car. So yeah, that is close to Kia's claim. Let's turn off the traction control and the ESP system completely. Now it's off. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, hazard lights off, and off we go. Less wheel spin somehow, weirdly, with all these systems turned off. And 0 to 100 kilometers per hour takes 7.7 seconds, which is hugely impressive, which is faster than the Creta electric as well. So the lesson we have learned here is traction control and ESP is absolutely bullshit and should not be there in the car because it slows down the car. A little bit of dirt on the road, it cuts power abruptly, and oh my god, so much torque. The wheels are spinning. Look at that. At 60 kilometers per hour, the wheel is spinning like crazy. But obviously, because it's electric, it's heavier. I think it should weigh around 200 kgs more than the Carens Clavis diesel version, which is not much, but because of the added weight, they had to stiffen things up, because of which the steering also has a lot more weight. I thought I'm racing that. Okay, I genuinely thought I am racing that plane right now because I saw it on the right. I'm like, what's happening? And let's put it around the corners. And okay, there is a lot of roll, and tires are screeching like crazy. Yes, this guy is going to eat up its tires if you turn off the traction control, and that's the real USP in the use of the traction control system. So let us talk about how is the driving experience different here. For starters, it feels more engaging to drive from a handling perspective, not from the powertrain perspective, because this car's tires are going to go flat like real soon. Oh yeah, understeer. The car is all over the freaking place with traction control not being on. The tires are just screeching right, left and center as well. No, there's no tire in the center, but you get the drift. So in terms of performance, this is a very smooth performing car because it's electric, right? So it's super refined. You get instant torque here, and you can barely hear a thing, because of which you hear a lot more of the tire noise, a lot more of the road noise, a lot more of the wind noise as well. But performance is really brisk. 7.7 seconds is actually faster than Kia's claim of 8.4 seconds. But yes, it is stiff, and you can feel that. Like the bumps, oh my god, the bumps can be felt. Yeah, that inherent firmness and stiffness is there because that had to be done naturally to take care of the added weight of the vehicle. Oh my god, there is smoke coming out. There's so much smoke coming out from the tires because of the instant torque. 255 Newton meters of torque is similar to what the petrol and diesel versions offer, the turbo petrol and the diesel version offer of the Carens Clavis. However, because it's instant, it obviously burns the rubber very fast. Now this is the extended range, which means it has a bigger 51.4 kilowatt hour battery pack, and the front electric motor, there's only one motor actually, it is producing 171 horsepower and 255 Newton meters of torque. Meanwhile, the regular range battery, the short range or the low range or however you want to put it, that has a 42 kilowatt hour battery pack which produces 135 horsepower and the same 255 Newton meters of torque. So claim range here is 490 kilometers. Yes, don't tell me. Okay, so the claim range here is 490 kilometers, but it is 404 kilometers for the smaller battery pack, which is kind of fine. Okay, look at this blind view monitor is just amazing. I love the way they do it. So yeah, like I was telling you, the battery pack is NMC chemistry, and that's the only thing which Hyundai Kia is using right now. Meanwhile, okay, I can hear the smoke in the inside, not hear but smell the smoke on the inside as well. That's the amount of rubber I've burned right now, flat spotted the tires. So like I was telling you, the battery pack is an NMC chemistry. Meanwhile, Tata is only using LFP. NMC is more energy dense, LFP is more long lasting in that sense, and performance is beautiful, breathtaking. I mean, it doesn't push you back into the seat, but it's linear, it's progressive, it's fast. Top speed 173 kilometers per hour, somewhere around that. But more than just the performance, the range is actually better than the Creta, because the CD value of this car is 0.29, which is impressive. The only thing is the battery pack is hanging from below, which could have been better concealed. And this car has a ground clearance of 200 mm, which is decent. But this is the first Kia mass market electric car, and this is the first mass market 7-seater EV as well, which is a good thing because electric and people mover, they go hand in hand. I'll tell you why. Because since this is an electric vehicle and it's a people mover, you know this, that even with everybody on board, it will not struggle because of the instant torque. So no matter how many people and how much luggage is in the car, you will still be able to manage to just get off the line smoothly and not struggle, because yes, the punch is there, but obviously that will affect the range of the car. Real world range is around 400 kilometers, which isn't bad at all considering the price, positioning and all this of this particular car. Now this is based on the K2 platform, which obviously is been adapted for the electric version, because just remember, this is not a born electric car, and that obviously means that it will not have the range of an all electric born electric vehicle, which is fine because I think in terms of pricing they have nailed it. It's cost the same as the Creta electric, and this is a significantly bigger and more practical car as well. So yeah, Kia has done a master stroke here in terms of the pricing. They don't plan to sell many units. Their plan is to sell around 4,000-5,000 units a year, which is like very less, like under 500 units a month. That's a very pessimistic target. But the whole idea is that they need to start selling those numbers which I mentioned right now to be able to comply with CAFE norms, and that's the reason for this car to be produced. Otherwise, electric segment is like really slow. Creta EV has sort of bombed. It's not sold much, 700-800 units a month, which is not much considering the Creta sells 15,000 units. Earlier they were anticipating 20% of sales will be from the EV version only of the Creta, and ADAS is very well here. So lane keep assist, lane departure warning, quite aggressive there. It's telling me that I'm like crossing the line, leaving a lane and all that. Steering has some weight. It's not rich in feel and feedback, but it does weigh up quite a lot. In fact, it weighs more than is needed because of the added weight of the vehicle, but that's fine. I'm not complaining much. Let's stop here and let's launch it once again. Okay, let's come into the eco drive mode and let's turn off the hazard lights. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, and off we go. A bit slow off the line here, but that's fine. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour takes approximately 7.5 seconds. Okay, this is a down slope, But what I believe is between the three drive modes, which is eco, normal and sport, there's a difference in terms of throttle response. However, when you go flat out, it gives you the same full output. That's the reason it should be equally fast in either of the drive modes if you're planning to test outright acceleration, which most people will not end up doing, because at the end of the day, this car is electric, which means it's all about saving the environment. And Kia's like, we're going to plant a tree every time someone does something with this car. Okay, this car comes with 8 years, 1.6 lakh kilometer warranty on the vehicle, along with the battery as well. It's available in 6 exterior colors, 2 interior colors. This is the beige color, which is not suited to our climate conditions because it gets dirty real fast. So that's the reason the lower variants actually get a black interior. Meanwhile, the lower variants also get an 18 screen here, the infotainment screen, which means it gets Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wireless. But the top end variants don't get it. That's a math I don't understand. And because it's so silent now, it has something known as virtual engine sound system, so that it can alert the pedestrians that, you know what, this car is coming. Obviously, it's huge in terms of size, so it is unmissable here. Now, 80 connected car features, the usual bits, you can do a lot of stuff and all. And this level 2 ADAS, it has got 20 features, which is the case these days. But what is the charging capability of this car, which is... This is right now in eco drive mode, guys. This is what it's doing. Let me change the drive mode to normal. So yes, this car is having multiple charging options. You can get it with a 7.4 kilowatt AC charger or an 11 kilowatt AC charger. 10 to 80% takes 4 hours for the 42 kilowatt hour battery pack with the 11 kilowatt AC charger. And with the same charger now, it takes 4 hours 45 minutes for the bigger battery pack. So if you want to do DC charging now, it can do 10 to 80% in just 39 minutes using a 100 kilowatt DC charger, or 58 minutes with a 50 kilowatt DC fast charger. 50 kilowatt or 60 kilowatt is more usable and more realistic in our conditions. But I'll be honest, usually you end up with 20-25 kilowatt. So yeah, it charges fast and it has got 4 regen modes. So right now I'm on level, I put it on level 0. So basically the car will not decelerate. It drives like a normal regular electric car. And then there is max regen and there's something known as I-pedal. Basically with the max, it's called I-pedal, wherein the car comes to a halt only. Yeah, that car has just stopped right here because of the I-pedal. Anyways, left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, hazard lights off, and off we go. Come on. Yeah, this is the regular normal drive mode. It's a good thing they have given it I-pedal. 0 to 100 km per hour in 8.45 seconds. So it's faster than the regular IC version of the Clavis EV, or sorry, rather the Carens Clavis. Confusing names. Anyways, let's do the wiper test here. Okay, that's a lot of spray on offer. In fact, the rear wiper also has a lot of spray. So like I was telling you, this car has 4 regen modes, level 1, level 2, level 3, and then there's complete max regen, I-pedal, 1-pedal driving. That's good. That works really nicely as well. It's a liquid cooled battery pack. It has been done because our climate is obviously on the hotter side. So in the summers, that's going to be of a lot of use as well. And the battery pack has been tested up to 420 mm of water soak test and drop test and extreme vibration test as well. But in order to make sure that everyone can charge, Kia has something known as the K Charge on the My Kia app, wherein it shows you the chargers. It also has a charge planner, so if in case you're going for a road trip, it lets you plan that as well. There are 11,000 chargers mapped on it, and there are 250 EV ready dealership points or workshops or whatever Kias, and then add to that there are 100 dealerships with DC fast charging as well. And obviously they're going to go and expand all this over a period of time. Now this car is available in 4 variants. So it starts at rupees 19.1 lakhs and goes up to 25.9 lakhs for this variant, which is obviously the top variant of this car. So the base variant happens to be the HTX Plus, which comes with the smaller battery, and then there's the HTX, which comes with the small as well as the big battery, and then there's this, the HTK Plus, which only comes with the larger battery. So if you talk about the mid variant, the HTX and the HTX extended range, the price difference for the bigger battery is rupees 2.1 lakhs. That's quite the premium. So only 4 variants. Meanwhile, the Creta has 18 freaking variants, and the Creta's price ranges from 19.07 lakhs to 25.79 lakhs. So the Clavis EV as well as the Creta have very, very, very similar pricing. Okay, let's come into sport mode again, because that's the best mode of this car. But the real rival of this car is not the Creta Electric. It is actually the BYD E-Max, and the E-Max is actually quite a good car because it's bigger than this car, has a bigger battery pack as well, and it costs a lot more as well. 28.42 lakhs. Yeah, bro, I know school is there. 28.42 lakhs is the starting price, going all the way to 31.77 lakhs. So as I see it, this car does offer great value for the buck. This car is going to eat the Creta EV because now people will think, we can get more features, a bigger car, a lot more comfortable vehicle for similar money, and that's something which should definitely tilt the favor in this car's favor, the Carens Clavis's favor. So yes, it's a great car, but it just doesn't have the madness which people expect from electric vehicles of self-park, auto park, and then drifting, drift modes, rear-wheel drive. None of that is there. It is something which is reliable, easy to use, proven, with tech which you know will always work. And on that bombshell, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. Bye-bye.